Hi, Brittany.
Hi.
Thanks for meeting with me and Rosie. We have an important meeting today. You have not met CloudFlare expectations for performance. We've decided to part ways with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop you right there.
Sure.
So there's a term, it's called doom scrolling. And apparently this is a trending activity, soon to be a pastime of essentially just basically anytime you're scrolling through the news or social media, YouTube, TikTok, anything like that, for the most part, you're pretty much engaging in doom scrolling. Now, if you perhaps maybe are watching content in a specific category and niche similar to Mr. Beast or entertainment genre like that, then maybe not so much. But odds are, if you're watching my channel, if you're subscribed to my channel, if you received a notification for my video or this popped up in your browse home screen, recommended, suggested, or up next, and by chance, maybe one day we make it to the trending, #1 on trending, like Matt Armstrong, then odds are your avatar, you as a viewer, YouTube, the algorithm views you as a specific type of viewer that would be more likely to engage in the content that is going to be included in doom scrolling. So today, or at least this video, because odds are I will probably bring you more than one video today, we're gonna go through some doom scrolling, okay? And the first one that you guys saw at the beginning clip, the beginning intro, was actually titled "CloudFlare Employee Records Herself Being Laid Off. She want to know the reason." I think she wants to know the reason. They probably put "she want" because they ran out of characters. You only get 100 characters in your title. So CloudFlare employee records herself. So I got some clips here. You guys may or may not know. If you've been watching for a while, then you probably know. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me yet again. And I'm going to try to limit my rambling as best I can and stick to the topics here. But if you know me, you will get to know me. If you don't, then I don't really like to make reaction-based videos because the reaction style content today is pretty much just a hack. It's just people stealing other people's videos that have already gone viral to, ride their coattails and see if YouTube will pay them ad revenue for it, keeping their audience in the dark as to where this content actually came from and who the real, who should really get credit for this. However, I think I do need to include portions and pieces of this to really deliver the context for which I will then be responding to or evaluating or dissecting or just providing my own opinion based on. So this first one here starts off the video with POV, "You're about to get laid off."
Hey, Brittany.
Hi.
Yes, I'm so sorry. My name's Rosie. I'm just joining the call. Nice to meet you. I'm on the HR team.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Brittany.
Hi.
Thanks for meeting with me and Rosie. We have an important meeting today.
Now, initially, when I heard this, the camera angle, having only being able to see her face at this time, at first, I thought this was going to be fictitious. And I've got notes here so I can stay on track. I thought this was going to be fictitious, but I'm sinisterly pessimistic. I think that's the right term, maybe. I just, as I told you guys before, many times before, trust but verify. And being in this space, this creator space, this YouTube space, this tech space, this AI space, this evolutionary phase of super fakes, and the difference between truth and lies being so abundant that they're now the truth. If you haven't seen Cat Williams' stand-up World War III, you might want to go check it out. I think it's on Netflix. We watched it last night. And he makes some really, really valid points about these truths and lies. As we here collectively, I think, are on the same page of trying to uncover the truth, seek the truth. But if the truth is a lie, then we have to be able to understand and identify that and cope with that, and then figure out how we're going to move on from there. And that, in essence, is what she was dealing with. But I felt like perhaps maybe because of the clickbait nature of this platform, this was going to be a lie. I thought that it was going to be a well put together, scripted and choreographed video using fake AI voices to pretend like she was getting fired. But I was quickly relieved to find out that it was actually a real event. I believe it was a real event. And I'm not relieved to know that she was let go and fired and terminated from her job. But I do appreciate the fact that it's real, so that you and I, or we, can have a real conversation about it, because there are some serious problems with this entire situation that must be addressed. So, my notes here say, but don't get me wrong, there will be fakes and dupes out there from some pretty compelling actors and actresses with the help of AI to present a very compelling and believable case. But it is for entertainment purposes only, folks. Remember that. However, that will probably not be disclosed up front, and it will be inevitably make some really good companies look bad, all in the name of a joke or internet prank. The lawsuits will be forthcoming. So in this particular video, the young lady was being let go, terminated, fired from CloudFlare. And I think this made some pretty big headlines because of the virality of this and the back and forth of the conversation. And so it's interesting. I'm sure that it was legal to record this conversation, probably because they told her that the conversation would be recorded. So there was consent that the conversation would be recorded. So it's a two-way street there. But then it got me thinking about those Meta Ray-Bans glasses and the legal ramifications of those that will inherently create massive problems with people being recorded visually and with audio without their consent. So that one's going to be pretty interesting. So the lawsuits will be forthcoming. However, I do think that this trend is going to catch on of the deep fakes and the dupes and the misinformation and the disinformation for, it's like, well, for instance, Matt Armstrong. You guys may not know Matt Armstrong, but he was number one on trending for one of his videos where he took a 911 GT3, a wrecked 911 GT3, and he was going to rebuild it and make it faster than a Lamborghini. Now, Matt makes some amazing videos. Matt is awesome. He even was attempting to possibly buy the wrecked Lamborghini Countach from Wolf of Wall Street, but ultimately it was a little too expensive for what that was. I can't believe they actually wrecked a real Lamborghini Countach for that, but hey, go big or go home, right? So he was his video title really got me thinking. I got this creator or creative brain mind going all the time. And I like how he built his title because he incorporated an additional keyword for the sake of virality, for the sake of added reach and greater impressions by including faster than a Lamborghini. Genius. But it's a two-way street, folks, because when someone sees a title and it says CloudFlare employee records herself being laid off, she wants to know the reason. Well, then I gotta play the bad cop here and say, well, there's probably going to be some folks out there that are going to then create videos of their own that say, Amazon employee records herself being laid off. She wants to know the reason. Walmart employee records herself being laid off. She wants to know the reason. Insert major company name here, records herself being laid off. She wants to know the reason. And this is going to potentially give these companies a really bad name, bad reputation. because of how strong their name is currently in the social media space, with desperately courageous creators leveraging this by lying to their audience without disclosure. And I believe that we will see the fallout and some legal consequences as a result. So there you go. Now, Brittany.
So I started August 25th. I've been on a 3-month ramp, and then it was 3 weeks of December, and then a week of Christmas, and then here we are. I have had the highest activity amongst my team. Since I've started, I have had 3 contracts out, done a really great job managing my deals up until the very end that decided not to close last minute. So I don't think that makes a lot of sense for me in my CloudFlare journey here so far. Also, every single one-on-one I've had with my manager, every conversation I've had with him, he has been giving me nothing but, I am doing a great job, I have had great activity, I have really great meetings, I'm picking up the products very quickly, and things have been going really, really well. I make really great relationships with my clients. So I disagree that my performance hasn't been, I haven't met performance expectations, when I certainly have, just because I haven't closed anything officially.
I hear you.
I got to say that my notes here, as I took notes as I was watching it, and I got to say that she knows her shit. And in this video, she tries, in this whole, it's not even a video, in this whole exchange, she's trying to stand her ground. She just happened to record it. This was not planned, I don't think. And as you watch and listen to me, it's like, okay, well, this company, they strategically chose the 2 most soft-spoken and spineless employees possible to break the news.
Can absolutely understand how you feel that way, why you feel that way. And I'll be honest with you, there's nothing that we're going to say in this call and the time that we have that's going to undo the way that you feel right in this moment. And I personally will do everything that I can to give you as much specific information as I can after this call. I can't make any promises. I understand where you're coming from. I can tell you that Dom and I do care. I understand the feeling that you have right now. And I can't change that. So I'll just be honest.
But why can't, you guys have still not given me a reason why I'm being let go.
You know, they're very consoling. They're very compassionate. They're like, oh my, I'm so sorry. You know, yeah, this is not good news for anybody. Nobody wants to hear this news right now. It's like, you're wrecking my life, man. And they're like, yeah, we know. We're so like, these people are literally doormats, and you could walk on them all day long and they'll take it. They'll get beat down. They'll get spit on. And they'll take it because, you know, it's like me. I couldn't do that job. And go, hey, Kevin, we want to hire you. We're going to pay you $150,000 a year just to fire people and lay them off. I couldn't do that job. Now, granted, it's a catch-22. There's a fine line here. Am I delivering fact-based information with, you know, truth behind it? Or am I just dropping the hammer for no reason? That's the question. Because if you don't belong in the role, then you don't belong in the role. There's nothing wrong with that. I have no problem. I have no qualms with delivering the truth and telling people the truth as I see it and how I feel with substantiated evidence to back it up. I have no issues with that. But if it's just, we got to can this guy. You want to do it? No, absolutely not. Unless there's a reason that I can give them for that.
If you guys can't give me a reason,
I'm happy to follow up with you separately to give you the data that was calibrated. I'll need to speak with revenue leadership specifically to see if we can get that for you. But Dom and
can
I
you
did
share
not
that
have
with me
that
now?
in our meeting. I cannot share that with you right now, unfortunately. Yeah, it's understandable how you feel and your frustration. cannot stress that enough.
I have been working extremely hard. I just knew that this meeting was coming after knowing what's been happening with my peers and how extremely frustrated and upset everyone is. I know you guys must not be able to understand that given in the positions that you are in, and it must be very easy for you to just have these little 10-minute, 15-minute meetings, tell someone that they're fired, completely wreck their whole life, and then that's it with no explanation. That's extremely traumatizing for people, if you can imagine that. And I don't think that this is, it's just very, very shocking. Very, very shocking. I have really given my whole energy and life over the last 4 months to this job, and to be let go for no reason is a huge slap in the face from a company that I really wanted to believe in.
Can absolutely understand.
So she calls out HR, human resources, and the manager, which isn't even her manager, according to the video.
Also, why are you doing this and not my manager? We've never met, so this seems a little odd that my manager has no idea that this has been happening and the director has no idea that this has been happening. So I'm just definitely confused, and I would love an explanation that makes sense.
100%.
And maybe now in the corporate world with all these different levels of redundancy and management, which by the way are going to get phased out. And here's the crazy part. These companies are phasing out middle management. These companies are even phasing out chief marketing officers. Okay. We are about to get to an extremely lean state of corporate business and corporate world that has yet to be seen, which is going to be even more drastic after the extreme bloat that happened during the pandemic of hiring as many people as they possibly could and overpaying for the roles that they had and not getting the return that they had expected today, and seeing the decline and pullback from consumers, the pivot by the Fed, the changes in the market, corrections in the market, the great wealth transfer. All these things are major factors, major inputs here. And these folks who are delivering this bad news to all these people will be next. These folks have no idea. The ones at the top, the ones in charge, they're pulling the strings. They're going to make you look like the bad guy. They're going to get egg on your face. And when it's all said and done and they're like, hey, did you get rid of everybody? They go, yeah, we did. They go, all right, you guys are fired too. Get out of here. That's just the way it works, folks. And there will be new folks brought in eventually at some point in time. They will probably have heavier workloads. They will probably receive less in pay and compensation. And then we will see the new wave, the new evolution of business before AI takes over, of course. But maybe in this corporate world, there are hiring managers and separate firing managers. Maybe. But, call me old fashioned. If I bring you in, I'll take you out one way or the other. You see what I'm saying? Now, she has a great argument. But I got to ask, even if she could win her case, would you really want to work there anymore? If they agreed with you, they saw it your way, they sided with you. Obviously, you would want to maintain your income and keep a paycheck coming in. But would you really want to work there? A place with such a toxic environment that would literally can you for absolutely no reason until they realize that you're not going to go quietly? I wouldn't. Now, I have to say that she was possibly let go due to bad timing. And she's not the only one. This is happening a lot of different places. I actually brought a video to you guys the other day about another woman, Ariana, being fired on a Friday. It was just bad timing, not so much for the job she was doing, but the time that she got hired. Okay. And she questions if CloudFlare hired too many people and they can't afford the payroll, which is a great question. And this girl seems very sharp, very sharp. But then I got to ask, is it not better to be fired and let go now and know where you stand versus your theory and hypothesis being true and then working only to find out that you were right?
I just started. I've been working extremely hard. Just because I haven't closed anything that has nothing to do with my performance on a 3-month ramp with just 1 month with 2 major holidays in the middle, I don't think that has anything to do with why I should be let go, if that makes sense. So I really need an answer and an explanation as to why Brittany Peach is getting let go, not why CloudFlare decided to hire too many people and are now actually realizing that they can't afford this many people and they're letting that go. If that's the real answer, I would rather just you tell me that instead of making up some bullshit and telling me that right before I lose my job from someone that I've never met before, if you can respect that.
Yeah, I can totally respect that. And I don't think Dom or myself today is going to give you any clarity or answers that's going to meet the expectations that you're communicating to us, Brittany. So I can't speak to.
So am I getting let go for no reason? If you guys can't give me a reason?
Is it not better to be fired and let go now and know where you stand versus your theory and hypothesis being true and then working only to find out that you were right? They can't afford it. And now you're not going to get paid for the work that you have done. That's a good question. A lot of businesses are going under. A lot of businesses are facing financial challenges and hardships. A lot of businesses are going bankrupt. Can they afford to pay their staff? Can they afford the payroll? But no matter what, I got to say that I hate this corporate BS runaround with all this word salad and double talk because they refuse to give her a straight answer. And I honestly believe and feel like and think that they are harming her and others psychologically by not giving her a valid reason for being let go. Instead, they come back with these responses of, oh, I can understand. I can absolutely understand. But there's nothing we can say. No, there's plenty you can say. Stop being a little, I'm going to try to control my language here. Stand up, have a backbone. Okay. Anyway, all that to say, I hate to say it, but the truth, if you guys want the truth, I'm going to bring you the truth. And the truth is that these jobs, these companies, these businesses, they do not care about the employees, which if you are an employee, then inherently they do not care about you. They do not. Absolutely not. So essentially she's being let go, but they can't give her a reason as to why she's being let go. And in my opinion, this event, this exchange, now that it has been made public and will probably be made more public in the future, this is going to create a wave of a revolution of employees or former employees recording their separation and termination meetings, more than likely conducted over Zoom, over some sort of non-face-to-face, zero confrontational, physical confrontation. Like, they know, these companies know what they're doing. So I think that we're going to see a wave of more people, unfortunately, being laid off, but more people recording being laid off and let go and fired and terminated to shed light on just how bad it is. Now, some of them will be justified. Some of them will be exaggerated. Some of them will be embellished. Some of them will be instigated, but others will be real, will be legit. And perhaps maybe it will provoke change, whereas maybe the higher ups don't know what's actually happening on that level. But no matter what, I do think that because of the virality of this specific incident and event, it could potentially give Cloudflare a black eye. It could potentially give it much needed exposure and free publicity. No publicity is bad publicity, supposedly. I didn't know what Cloudflare was until this video came along, and then I looked it up and started researching it. So who knows? Anything's possible, but it's also possible that it could hurt them negatively. It could negatively impact them. But the way that she handled and addressed this attempted firing or termination session tells me that she is tough. She is a hard worker, and she probably did do an excellent job in her role, but unfortunately, there's just something called bad luck and bad timing. And that is the fact that she says she started at the end of August. She was on a 3-month ramp, and then she went into the holiday season. So she ultimately was put into a rock and a hard place in producing these sales while also learning and training. So I don't think it's her fault. And I do think that she will bounce back for sure. And I hope that she finds something 10 times better than what she had. Something that she can be very, very proud of and be very successful in and accomplish many, many goals, and also hopefully get the recognition that she deserves. But these are all falling into a category that I'm seeing here. It's January, almost February, okay, of seasonal terminations. And I think they need to let the employees know from the start, hey, you're hired. We like you, but if you want the job. But this is only a seasonal position. Do you accept? Don't hire people in August, September, October, knowing you're going to fire them in January, February, and not tell them that. Like that, and string them along like that. That's kind of messed up. There should be some laws and some ethics there for these businesses to abide by, which we know they don't. Because I got to tell you guys, to be let go after exceeding expectations, busting your butt, giving 110%, all the good things, right, will only cause, in my opinion, further harm to the overall corporate world and culture. And they are really setting a bad example and setting themselves up for failure, because this is not going to go quietly, and folks are going to see what happens and what goes down, and it's just going to be a game of leverage. It's going to be a game of not a company trying to hire great talent and propel and build and grow and succeed. It's going to be a company trying to hire great talent that they're ultimately trying to bend over and stick it to them, while the applicants are trying to get as much out of a company by doing the least, knowing that eventually one day they're going to get shafted. And that is not going to produce any form of meaningful, successful business, long-term sustainability in the future, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm not an expert. I'm just some guy here with an opinion about business and life and how things work, and common sense and basic, I guess, common courtesy, just being a good person, not being a piece of shit. So the next one up on my list here of doom scrolling is this one here. Dashcam saves the driver from false accusation. So we have to ask, why did the woman cross the road? Why did the woman cross the road? It wasn't to get to the other side. Because the video description reads, "This is why dash cam is such a useful thing. Look how the dash cam saves the driver from a false accusation of a woman who wants to act as if she was hit by a car." Now, I don't know for a fact that this is what she was attempting, but it could have been, okay? And unfortunately, I actually told Michelle 2 days ago what to do in a situation like this. And so my mom, she was asking about a dash cam. She wanted a dash cam because she was thinking about doing Uber. And we hopefully nipped that in the bud because, yeah, I don't like that. I actually came across a video today of some woman, that one girl doing Uber stuff. And I know her game. I know her MO. I know what she's attempting to try to do. And she's going to be profitable in it. But at the end of the day, folks, you got to recognize the game, the scam, the grift, whatever you want to call it. It's happening. And some people are out there trying to get it. And some people are out there trying to take it. Okay. Trying to steal it. Okay. So the dash cam can help prevent the theft and the taking and the stealing. But some of these events cannot be undone. So a dash cam showing you losing your life is a dash cam showing you losing your life. So try not to put yourself in a situation where that happens, which is why I'm not a fan of Uber. But either way, we were driving and then Michelle's mom, we put a dash cam in her car because of a car accident that essentially there was a he said, she said, is a false accusations and allegations. And if we had a dash cam, that could have provided some clarity and shed some light on it. But without a dash cam, it's your word versus theirs. And typically those who are in the wrong will rarely admit that they're in the wrong, especially if they have at least 1% gain advantage over you to say they're in the right. So it's like, okay, there's a car accident, the police are on the scene, and they determine that it's 51% your fault, 49% their fault. According to the insurance company is going to say, well, if it's 51% your fault, then it's going on your insurance and your fault. But if you had a dash cam, you could say, oh, wait, no, they said that, but no, it's actually 100% their fault because you have the proof. Okay. And we were actually driving, and we were not going at a high rate of speed, but it was a really strange incident where it appeared to be someone who potentially was living on the street. And I only say this because they look familiar, and I've seen them around, and I'm familiar with the homeless population here, theoretically. They have been displaced. I showed you videos before of their homes being cleared out for whatever reason. But they were riding a bicycle, and they were going down the street, and we were literally going like opposite directions. And then we locked eyes. And he then pretended like he was going to dart out in front of our vehicle, in front of the Jeep. And he didn't. And he continued on. But that forced me into a position of having to say something. You see something, say something. It's a joke that I have with Michelle. Don't eat the daisies. You think to yourself, who would eat daisies? Well, the person who ate the daisies is the one you never told don't eat the daisies. And that's who would eat the daisies. So I felt like I needed to say something. So I said, if you ever find yourself in a situation where someone does that, you are not EMT. You are not emergency response. You are to protect yourself, because someone who would intentionally dart in front of your vehicle is obviously not in sound mind. Therefore, it sucks. It's sad. It's unfortunate, but you stop. You lock the doors and you call 911, okay? And you wait until police arrive. And she goes, well, wouldn't it be my fault if I don't get out and try to help? No. This is life or death here. Someone who intentionally tries to harm themselves, or at least position you in a way where you would be a victim. They would be the victim, but you would be the true victim. This is life or death, because these people are not thinking clearly. Okay, these people are desperate. And I said, this is no different than you being alone, driving down a dark, secluded road with no traffic, and then all of a sudden getting tapped from behind. Yeah, we know that game, okay? And we don't play it. So protect yourself, folks. Be smart, be safe, be aware. And lastly, this one here. Oh man, this one, you can't make this stuff up. You really can't.
911, location of your emergency.
A 911 call from a house in Creve Coeur in July 2020.
My fiance just shot herself.
Your fiance just shot herself?
Yeah.
A nightmare for the family of Grace Holland.
Yeah, it's hard to live in a world without her.
Back in
And it says, second woman found dead inside a local firefighter's home. Two families want more answers. This seems like a plot out of a damn movie, some sort of crazy movie. And it says the death was reported to be a local doctor, Sarah Sweeney. I think this is in St. Louis. And it begins by sharing a story from back in 2020, in July of 2020, from a 911 call by this fire district captain. And in this video clip, you can hear just how calm this man's voice is, saying, my fiance just shot herself. I don't know about you guys, but even I am pretty calm, but I'm pretty sure in a situation like that, I would probably be a little bit elevated, maybe not quite hysterical, but elevated. And Supposedly, the death was ruled as suicide, but the her family, doesn't buy it. They didn't buy it, and they still don't buy it. And the reason why I'm saying that is because homeboy, he is the captain with the fire district. So theoretically, he may have some pull, maybe, maybe. And it says that, but Saturday, it happened again. It happened again, okay? Inside of his home, again. Another death inside of his home, classified as a sudden death only. And they are waiting on toxicology and other investigation to determine the cause of death. Look, I'm not saying, I ain't saying he did it, but for your fiance to unalive herself in your home and you call 911 so calm and collected, I think that's why the operator had him repeat it. And he was like, yeah, because I don't even think she could believe it. Like, she was like, nah, this guy's guilty. To then, 4 years later, have it happen again. I'm not saying that it was the same occurrence of a gunshot wound, a self-inflicted gunshot wound. But that's just bad luck. That's like if you have two fiancés and they literally look identical, they almost looked identical. I don't know. It just seems like really bad luck to me. But innocent until proven guilty, right? And depending on who you are and who you know, then maybe you're above the law. But only time will tell. We'll see if he's cleared of this one. See if he's cleared of any wrongdoing. And then maybe, if so, we'll see if he does, if it happens again. I'm not saying he did it. I'm just saying, let's see if it happens again. Let's see if we can go 3 for 3. Because at that point in time, I'd say, man, you're going to have to stop letting women, you're going to have to stop having fiancés and stop letting women into your home, because your home is deadly. Your home is deadly. Not you. Your home is deadly. We'll go with that one. Well, what do you guys think? Which one of these stories actually interests you the most? Was it the CloudFlare firing incident? Was it the unbelievably insane woman crossing the street with the dash cam incident? Or was it the second death inside of this fire captain's home incident? Let me know in the comment section down below. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and you guys have an amazing day. Stay safe, stay smart, stay frosty, and I hope to see you guys here soon again on another video. Thanks for watching. See you, bye.
I can tell you my problems, meditating my silence, but I keep pushing my pen, rotating my stylus. Brokenness feeling like sin, now no breath, low dollar. Used to be left on red, now all the girls go holler. Now all the girls go follow. All the fake friends go pop.